Hola a todos, soy Alejandra Campos de Campos Law Firm. El día de hoy teníamos una entrevista con la abogada Caitlin Johnson, pero tuvo una emergencia y no puede estar presente, así que invitamos a nuestra manager, la doctora Janice. Thank you so much, Janice, for being here.
Of course.
I was mentioning that we were supposed to interview Caitlin, but she got stuck with some personal emergency. So the question today, the topic today was regarding the juvenile defense and, you know, what process can we do and what kind of defenses they have. So if you can please talk to us about the process and what is your opinion. I know you go to court every single day and you are the head of other lawyers. So just talk to us about this.
Yeah, so juvenile cases is very different from how they handle adult cases. The law is different. So most of the time, there are a lot more people involved. With juvenile cases, a lot of times you're sometimes working with the prosecutor office, sometimes you're working with nonprofits to figure out what is the best option for our teenager or child clients.
And what kind of, based on your experience with the cases that Campos Law receive, what kind of cases do we receive for juvenile defense?
So in juvenile defense, a lot of times we do get things that happen at school, like school fighting. Sometimes it's a disagreement between two juveniles, or sometimes there's teenagers that get into a lot of trouble. They get into a bad crowd, and they catch crimes that way.
And what happens if they don't find the correct legal representation?
So juvenile cases is very, very specialized with different laws. So when they do just go with any criminal defense attorneys, it's a bad call because a lot of times, a lot of criminal defense attorneys have very limited experience with juvenile cases, and you can't really see that just from their website or just from their resume. So it's really important that you seek someone that is a specialist.
And can you tell us what would be the consequence? Let's see that a parent received the notice that they need to go to court because their son got some troubles at school. What happens if they don't find the correct legal representation?
So, you know, the biggest impact is the development of the child or the teenager, right? So if a teenager or the child were to face jail time, you know, any sort of detention, a lot of times it really sets that child up for failure. So it's really, really important you find the right attorney who can really set them up for success and, you know, negotiate for, you know, diversion or probation or something like that, where the child can actually serve the sentence instead of being stuck in detention.
Can you give us an example? I know because we have client privilege, we are not going to talk about any case in specific,
Sure.
But can you give us an example of one of the success cases that Campos Law has done for some of the clients?
Absolutely. So we have had young clients, like, you know, middle school, high school clients who had a misunderstanding at school. Where, you know, they were playing together during recess and then somebody got hurt. And our clients get charged. What we do is we're really sensitive. We work with the family and we also work with the child, and we negotiate with the prosecutor to try to get the best offer. And we have been successful in that, where, you know, the child maybe takes a class and then their case gets dismissed. And we have pretty good outcomes there.
Good, very good. So give me an example of a very good outcome. Like what was the charge? What is that you were able to accomplish?
Sure. So like with that particular case I was talking about, my child client was charged with assault just because they were play fighting on a playground, which is very silly, but that does happen. What we did do is we negotiate for an immigration safe offer. We actually pleaded down to like a small trespass charge. It was also a deferred prosecution. So it's not even a guilty plea on the person's record. And actually my client just had to take one Saturday course and then her case gets dismissed.
That's very nice. So can you tell us what is the minimum age that minors have when the government can actually give them a criminal charge?
It's actually, I think it's about 10 years old. It's younger than you think it is. So that's why it's really important if your child ever gets into trouble, get a criminal charge, to seek attorneys so we can help them out.
And it's what you were saying. Not everybody knows how to handle the juvenile defense because it's a very niche area, right? So the fact that we have a lawyer that specializes in that is very unique. Now, also remember that all our consultations in person are totally free of charge. So you can come, you can tell us what is your case, and we have several lawyers that can help you with this and can tell you what would be the consequences. If we can help you, we have payment arrangements. So there is no excuse for you to not to be involved and not to get a really good legal advice. So now, Janice, that's regarding the juvenile. But
Yes.
what else do we do here for your department?
Yeah, so we do also do criminal defense for adults. If adults have traffic tickets or, anything as big, serious felonies, we take those. And we also do family law cases, divorces and child custody, as well as adoption, that kind of stuff.
So people say, well, it's just a traffic ticket. Why will I hire a lawyer? What would be the advantage, actually, of hiring a lawyer to dispute a traffic ticket?
It's a really good question. So most of the time, because most of our clients have immigration issues, what we do is we try our best to avoid them going to court because of the recent increase of ICE presence at courthouses. So that's one thing we try to do. The second thing is we try to negotiate to try to get them the best offer possible and also the safest offer possible, because even a traffic ticket that you think is not very serious could have significant impact on your life in the future.
And in addition, I had a friend that told me, I got a ticket because I was speeding in front of a school, and they gave her 4 points. They were taking 4 points, right? And I think we were able to negotiate for her because 4 points, remember, how long does it take that it will get in your driving record, 4 points? I think it's 3 years, right?
It could take a couple of years. Like usually it's a 1 to 2 points every year it falls off, but 4 points could stay on your record for 2 to 3 years. And
what people don't understand sometimes is that yes, you just didn't want to go to court, or you went to court and you just plead guilty and pay the fine and accept the 4 points. The consequence, in addition to the immigration part, is that your insurance is going to the premium is going to go up, right?
Yes.
Because as you know, when you have some traffic ticket, it's going to affect your insurance that you pay per month. And it will, when you see the significant amount that you're going to be paying for the next 3 years, it's going to be really cheaper comparing to, it's going to be better to actually hire us and negotiate those 4 points to 2 points or even take them out, right?
Yeah, 100%. And on top of that, people don't think about it, is that they're not thinking about their future, right? Like if you want to drive for Uber, or you want to, go be a trucker and get a commercial driver's license, those are so crucial. Your traffic history means more than you think it does.
That's true. Yeah. How many points is that we have in our driver license?
So for an adult over 21, you have 12 points on your license before it gets suspended. So most people don't have that. But, if you are a teenager or a minor, it gets even less. Like I think a 17-year-old is only about 7 points on their license. So it's very important that you're mindful of that, even when you get a ticket.
Wow, it's amazing, right? So a 17-year-old kid has only 7 points. If they get a ticket because they drove over the speed limit in front of a school, then they reduce 4 points. They only have 3 points.
Right.
If they don't hire a lawyer to negotiate with them, another traffic, and then they will have their license suspended, and they are so young, they are just starting, right?
Yes.
What happens if you get your license suspended?
It's a very complicated process. Once you get your license suspended, you have to apply to get it renewed, and you have to take classes, you have to, buy certain insurances. It's a very long process that nobody enjoys doing. So, we really try to avoid the suspension.
And what happens if after your license being suspended, they found you driving? without a license because it was suspended, right?
Yeah, then you get a criminal charge. It's called driving under restraint. And the more charges you pick up of driving under restraint, you actually end up getting a more serious charge. It's called habitual traffic offender, where there could be jail involved.
Yes, actually, we get clients like that their license got suspended. They say, well, I had to drive because I had to go to work, and boom, they got them. And then boom, second time, and then they go directly to jail, right? So don't wait until that happens, especially because people say, well, I just got 4 points, they will get disappear in a year or two. But what they don't know is that then they get involved in a traffic accident, and then they take several points, and then they could be stuck without a license. So if you are one of those persons that unfortunately got a driving ticket, remember that we also can defend you to try to negotiate, reduce the points, the amount of points that they will take from you, and give you a better opportunity to number one, pay the same amount of insurance and not increase your premium, and also have the opportunity to have a better record, and so that to avoid problems in the future. Right?
Yes, absolutely. And even if you think it's just a couple of traffic tickets, immigration does pay attention to that.
Immigration pays attention to everything right now.
Yes. So if you have a history that say you're a habitual speeder, they do use that against you. So just be very careful. It's very important you get an attorney.
That's true. We receive clients every day that they just do, they are woke up, they just come to the office without an appointment, and it turned out that some of them have their license suspended. They just got a DUI. The worst part, we had a client yesterday that he got a DUI. He came here because he was a DACA, and with that DUI, they say they were not going to renew his DACA. So everybody, especially in these times for the immigration side, they really need to be mindful, because we are in a very difficult time when they are looking for any excuse to take out your status or not to give you status, right?
Yes.
Because we also have clients that were ready to do adjustment of status, and it turned out that they have a criminal record that happened less than 5 years ago, and then they are having problems. They really are having problems because the USCIS officers are really checking everything right now. We actually had a lady that she was a DACA recipient. She requests a parole to travel to Mexico, and the parole, she said that she was going for family emergency, and when she was coming back, they checked her phone, because now they are doing that. They are checking your phone when you are coming into the country, and they find out she was like in a vacation, and they didn't let her in. So, you need to be really mindful. Things have changed, and that's why we are here every week trying to inform you of what's going on. Because, again, if you are not in this area, you don't think about it. Especially the people 100%. From DACA that grew up in this country, they don't think that just one little thing can have a huge consequence for them. Because a DACA is not a status. It's just like it's not permanent. It's something temporary, and it's a right that can be removed. Well, thank you so much for being here. Remember that we are doing this Facebook Live every day with different lawyers. So if you have questions, just remember to send us questions, and we will be answering them. Follow us in our website. And thank you so much, Janice, for helping us today with this Facebook Live. Thank you so much, and have a good day.
All right, have a good one.